Dean, your captain, our crew members, Damon back here, and Daniel right here.
We have a lot of World War II wrecks. We have a German U-boat off our coast that we dive regularly. We have one World War I wreck, and we have a lot of World War II wrecks out here.
When the United States entered the war in December of 1941, Admiral Karl Dönitz, who was in charge of the U-boats for Nazi Germany, in the first months of 1942, and he sent 14 U-boats immediately to the east coast of the United States. And they had remarkable luck in sinking Allied ships, more than 78 ships in the first 6 months of 1942.
You ready, Joe? All right, enjoy your dive. Watch your air, watch your bottom time.
Even though there's a lot of cultural history with the wrecks that are out there, the fact that they have such a huge environmental impact, they're just little ecosystems on the bottom of a basically sand bottom ocean. And so it's made a huge difference in the amount of marine life that had been out there.
When you go out there and you just see what the sea life, you know, it's taken over these wrecks. The shipwrecks provide a safe home, and even though they're artificial reefs, they are reefs. When you see a sand tiger shark swimming around the wreck, it's because it's mating with other sharks or it's looking for food near that wreck. They have somewhere to hide. You know, these sharks are just as vulnerable as a lot of the other fish in the food chain. If they're swimming out in the open ocean all the time, that means a bigger predator can come in, and you know, these sharks grow to be about 10 or 11 feet max. Imagine some of the great whites. There are great whites patrolling out here as well, and they're probably preying on these sand tiger sharks that we see on the wrecks.
There's a lot of people that don't get to see what we get to see. It's just interesting, very interesting. So I've seen a lot of the wrecks, you know, over the years that I've been diving, just deteriorate really bad.
All right, everyone, we are on the stern of the Indra for right now. It's about 328 feet long. It was sunk in 1992. It served in Vietnam. It was a boat tender and a base. Okay, it was sunk as an artificial reef.
There's really not anything we can do to stop the deterioration of the wrecks that are already there. We are always in the process of trying to create new habitat out there. We've got a nonprofit that we've set up, which is the Eastern Carolina Artificial Reef Association. Through that organization, we try to work with the local marine fisheries and sink reefs that are offshore. Of the wrecks that are out there, we've already had our hand in probably 15 to 20 out of the artificial reefs. So we're trying to keep replenishing that whole thing. They won't have this historical significance that some of the World War II wrecks have, but as far as the overall quality of the environment, they will have an impact. So it gives just more area, corals and stuff like that to grow on, which then starts the whole food chain of things going on. The whole fishing industry depends on the fact that there's fish out there and places that you can go that the fish will be concentrated, and the commercial fishing industry, same thing. And of course that affects tourism, having people be able to come in to go do all these different things. So it's significant.
Sharks don't really harm divers. The safety aspect for divers would be keep your eyes open If a larger shark comes in, say maybe like a tiger shark or a great white, you definitely want to make eye contact with those sharks. They'll stay at their distance. Again, you have bubbles coming out of your face. They know you're not food, but they might be curious. So is it safe to dive with sharks out here? I say absolutely. And I live in Los Angeles. So is it safe to go underwater and be with sharks? Well, there's no switchblades down there. There's no pistols or there's no rifles. I think it's safer to dive with sharks than to live in a giant city with, certain types of people walking around who want to take advantage. I think diving with sharks is just as safe as any other kind of diving, really.
Biggest thing is raising money to be able to get the money to be able to sink it. It can cost $500,000 to $1 million to sink a wreck, and most of that is the cleaning of the wrecks. Even if you get the wrecks donated, it can cost $400,000 or $500,000 to get them cleaned to be acceptable to be sunk as artificial reefs. That's a major setback as far as reefs go. We've always found it ironic that if somebody's boat just accidentally sinks, nothing happens and nothing's clean. But you try to put one out there for the good of everybody and you have to spend a gazillion dollars. One reef sunk will last, 50, 100 years. Costs money the first time to put it down, but then there's no expense left. And so to be able to consistently put those down is important.